Originating in Japan, the art of cosplay has morphed into one of the biggest industries in Western culture, and it's events like MCM Comic-Con London where its influence is undeniably powerful. Despite its name, Comic-Con draws together a plethora of interests. More than 120,000 people turn up to the London leg of the event every year to indulge in anime, manga, comics, film and gaming. The interest in cosplay is not only from the performer's perspective. There's a huge fan base that surrounds cosplay. Chloe Warburton, a UK cosplayer who goes by the name of Alien Queen, is an example of someone who adores the culture that surrounds cosplay and is lending a hand in creating a stronger UK community. I spoke to Chloe at the Aloft Hotel outside of the expo to get her insight on the changing community.
How long have you been doing this for then?
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
And how did it start?
Friends did it first, and then they said they were doing this thing called MCM, and I was like, oh, it sounded really interesting, and I decided I would try it. So I went for a day back in 2010.
Have you missed any since then?
Nope. I think cosplay can be whatever you want it to be. I don't see why there should be any boundaries. And it is that society think nerds are weird antisocial kind of people. For example, the Big Bang Theory. The way that they represent them is they're weird, nerdy people that like talk about comics. I love comics and don't get out much. Because a lot of people have normal jobs that do it. For someone like me who makes everything from scratch, it is art because I'm making art.
Yeah.
Like, if you feel that your passion is past just playing the game, then I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Why can't you feel like you can be someone else for a day? And I think it is a form of escapism.
To so many people, this is more than just a hobby, and Chloe makes a good point. Where is the respect for this culture? I spoke to Chloe's partner, Nathan, who partially identifies himself with the gothic culture and has found it harder to be taken seriously.
You'll get abuse at work or when you're trying to find a job. It's just not represented enough, so I feel like people don't have an understanding, and it's the same with cosplay. People just don't understand it, so like that guy who got attacked in his hotel. It's just like people feel, I don't know if they feel threatened or I really don't understand why that happens, but it does. It's just crazy, but I don't know, it's just the way it is, I guess, unfortunately.
It's easy to understand the struggle, fighting for something that consumes such a large part of you only to be looked down on by the larger parts of society is something that is receiving a lot of attention, but the stigma against cosplay is still evident.
I'm proud of what I do. A lot of people do keep it down or even what jobs they've got, but I don't need to do that. It is that big a part of my life. People already know that about me.
What your gender is, no matter your height, your weight, you can cosplay as anything. There's no definitions, whether you want to go something childish like me or something more promiscuous. So it doesn't matter what you're into, you can just come along and everyone recognises you and it's great. It's a celebration away from day-to-day life. It's the only kind of event where you can dress up and feel like part of something massive.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of an escape from work and school.
Outside of their costumes, every person at the expo is the same. These people have jobs, they have families, they have friends, and it's something that necessitates compassion from so many more people.
I nearly gave up at one point just because of the way the community was going, but I was like, nah, I do this because I enjoy it, and I like making stuff, so I'm going to stick with it. regardless of whether I'm popular or not. Like there was a point where I was just doing it because I like the attendance, but I don't need that anymore. I don't need it. I get it, but I don't crave it.
Despite this, attention is still a very large part of it. For people like Chloe, this is a dream she chases in the hope to make this her full-time job. And there are so many people who are achieving this, including steampunk photographer, artist and model Gary Nichols.
4,000 quid as well, that's 12. And the ones down here, they got this looks like a furnace on the back with a chimney, and when he presses a thing on his wrist, a ring of smoke pops out the top. They're really cool. This is a trilogy, so the next book's called Robbie Pertwee Frankenstein, and Frankenstein's monster is an automaton.
Much like any other art, networking is a crucial part in cosplay, and it's attaching yourself to a niche market like steampunk that allows you to securely continue doing something you love. The sexualization of cosplay is something that's gained the bulk of media attention. Chloe and many other cosplayers, whilst believing it plays a large role, believe the spirit of cosplay is much more than this. This includes friend and fellow cosplayer Kerry Cooper.
You don't have to always just put on a skimpy outfit, but obviously that's your choice. If you want to put on a skimpy outfit, then you know it's up to you. That's the whole joy of cosplay, really. I like having fun. I know a lot of people do see it as an escape because like they have a hard time at home, or they just like the idea of being dressing up as a different character. I do it a lot for the laughs, and for the funny faces. It's a lot of just having fun with your friends and like with other people who share the same passion, really. The guys that I'm friends with now, this is essentially like our meeting up spot. We go to conventions together, we plan cosplays together. It's what we do, it's how we stay connected, really. It is a great way of meeting new people and people who have the same interests as you, really.
It's the way characters are drawn. It's the costume choices, yeah. And the skimpy ones will always be the more like popular ones, always. No, I've had a really good time. I haven't seen as many people as I'd hoped, but I always find out with Expo now that I never see anyone that I know. I think it's a different crowd. It's evolved, changed since I've been open.
I was going to say, you've been at it for 5 years.
Oh yeah, it's hugely different from when I started. It would never get this busy I mean, it's quiet now. This is probably what it was like for the whole weekend. And obviously it was half the size of this. You want to get noticed, you have to deal with... Have you heard of 4chan?
Yeah.
I get bitched on there. I've had everything from my body shape, triple apart, my style of cosplay, the way I make stuff, who I work with, all of it. That's just like part of it. A big part of the reason why I enjoy it, like start doing it because the people, they are really nice. People are nice. Until you get on the internet. I mean, I've always been kind of confident, but you just become immune to it.
The cosplay community is growing. It's undeniable that there needs to be a change in the way it is perceived, and in a world as socially aware as it is right now, it's the perfect time for exactly that.